What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is probably going to be a fairly short review because, hey, if Conte doesn't care about the League Cup, why should we, right? Um, yeah, the lineup was awful, the substitutions were awful, the performance overall was awful. There's no excuses to losing to West Ham. I don't care that they just had a good. They did not have a good result. Just because they got a win, they beat Sunderland in the weekend. Sunderland, 1-0. The team that has not won a game, and they barely beat them 1-0 in the last minute of the game. Are you kidding me? And we lose 2-1. So, let's talk about it. First of all, why is Cahill starting? Again, Terry is back. You're going to play him. Why is Cahill freaking starting? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense whatsoever that he is still in this team despite everything he's done. And it's not like last game he played exceptionally well and gave him a reason to be back in this starting lineup. He just did okay last game against Man U. Honestly, David Luiz and Azpilicueta impressed me more. So the fact that he's still in the team proves Conte just does not understand. He does not watch these games. He does not see that Cahill is one of the biggest problems in our defense right now. So that was frustrating. The rest of it, I didn't mind. Aina gets a start. That's fine. I don't mind seeing him get some time. Chalobah gets a start. I actually thought he played pretty well. And then Oscar and Willian in behind Batshuayi. Okay, you're changing up the front three a little bit. That's fine. They didn't get to play that. They didn't get to play the last few games. So I don't mind seeing them get a chance to start. But at halftime, when you're down when you're down a goal, and really you need to do something because first of all, yes, we look kind of dangerous, but we didn't have that finishing quality that we would have if Costa was up top. On the other side of the field, we were scrambling because, one, there's no speed back there because you've got Cahill and Terry instead of Dave. Really? The one reason that back three has been working is because you've got David Luiz, who's kind of the strong tackler that puts in a last-ditch challenge. You've got Azpilicueta, who's got the speed and the strength. And then you've got Cahill, who just kind of is there. If you put Terry in for Cahill, that completes your back line, because then you've got the other defender back there who kind of organizes it all. When you've got Terry and Cahill, you've got two slower defenders, and West Ham use the speed just constantly. The other problem is you've got Azpilicueta as your wingback. He's not a wingback. He's a fullback. Or, he's a defender. He is not somebody who's going to get up and down the line, and we saw that today. It's like when he'd get up, he wouldn't get back, or if he had to track back on somebody, he wouldn't get up in the attack. He doesn't have the stamina to go up and back, up and back, up and back. That's why he did so well at fullback, because he only had to go up every now and then. He didn't have to constantly do it. So putting him out there doesn't make any sense. I prefer him back in the defense. And then also, Aina just did not cut it today. I thought, at moments he would look okay, but for majority of the first half, he just got beat constantly. And he looks like he's not up to par yet. So that should have been the first substitution at halftime. Bring in Moses, or something along those lines. Bring in Pedro. Came in for him later on. Okay, I guess. I don't know why Pedro. In fact, let me check and see if Moses was even on the bench, because if he was, that's going to piss me off even more that Pedro went out and not Moses, because why Pedro? Okay, he wasn't on the bench. Marcus Alonso was, though, so that probably could have helped. But yeah, Aina should have been subbed off first, and he ended up being the last sub off. So that was frustrating. That starting lineup, you got Cahill in, doesn't make any sense. At halftime, no changes, despite the fact that it was really a lackluster first half. We created our own chances, but we looked like we were about to get scored on 3 or 4 more times. They were taking it to us, and we couldn't do anything about it. It was like the defense was just scrambling, and couldn't figure it out. So put some speed back there, like Dave. Get somebody on for Aina because he wasn't cutting it, and then go. But no changes. First sub, Batshuayi off, and in comes Costa. So we've already taken away, I guess, the idea of having two strikers up top, because despite the fact that that was a genius move in the first two games of the season where, oh, we're down a goal, let's bring on a second striker, from some reason now he's just like, two strikers, whoever does that? No, we'll just keep the one striker on because that'll help our attack power. Stupid. Second sub, Chalobah comes off for Hazard. Why? Not that Chalobah. Not that Chalobah and Conte had a great game, but if there was anywhere that the goals were going to be created from, it was Chalobah. The balls he was sending in behind were brilliant. Oscar just couldn't finish. Honestly, I would have preferred to see Oscar come off for Hazard, because Oscar was not getting the job done. Chalobah was sending the balls in brilliantly. I mean, I want to see more of that because his through ball is just spot on every single time. It's just right into the guy's path. Doesn't have to change his run at all. Doesn't have to adjust how he's making the run. No, he just threw ball in. Oscar's in. Oscar can't finish because he doesn't have the quality. So Hazard on for Oscar. Nope. Hazard on for Chalobah because he's young. It doesn't make any sense. And all that does is just push Oscar back, which now we have Conte and Oscar in the midfield. That doesn't work at all. At all. So yeah, that was frustrating. And then the third and final sub at the end was Pedro for Aina, which should have been one of the first subs. Aina should have come off, and Cahill should have been the other one to come off, because those two just really did not cut it in the first half, because they were on the same side and they were constantly getting beat. But enough talking about the team in general. Quickly go through the individuals. Begovic doesn't cut it. He is a terrible backup keeper. I know you want to play him in the cup matches, but my lord, both of the goals he got scored on, it's just like, move your feet. He's just kind of rooted to his spot. The ball comes in, he's like, oh no, can't get to it. He's awful as a keeper. Like, I'd rather we go get somebody who knows what they're doing. Like, Begovic just never looks like he does. So I don't know if he just needs more starting time or what. The fact that this knocked us out of the cup competition, that's frustrating. The fact that those two goals really should have been dealt by him. Not saying that the defense helped him at all, but seriously, he should have done better on those. So the fact that he didn't, and the fact that now we're out of the cup competition because of it, I'm just like, maybe in the FA Cup, don't give Begovic so much time. Defense, like I said, Cahill's god-awful. David Luiz, I thought, got exposed a lot more tonight because of his flair. Like, he doesn't have the discipline, I think, to hold down in the middle. So I don't know. When you have him out there, you need somebody that's going to cover for him, and Cahill and Terry don't have the speed to do that. So that's why you needed Spilicueta back there. So that was one of the frustrating things about that. Terry, I thought, looked fairly average for his, I guess, what I expect out of him. He just didn't do as much as he normally does. Looked really slow compared to all the pace that West Ham had up top. So kind of disappointing there. Aina, like I said, not good. Spilicueta looked out of position. Like I said, just looked like he got tired from all the running he had to do because he's not a wing player. Into the middle, like I said, Conte, Chalobah had an okay game. They did a lot going forward, but defensively I think is where they got caught, because I think both of them really like to get forward, and where Conte goes up and Matic will hold, Chalobah also likes to go up a bit too. So it's kind of like it didn't really work to have both of them in. I think it would have been better to have Chalobah and Matic in, possibly. But anyway, they did okay. I thought there were a lot of moments where we looked our most dangerous. It started from one of those two, Conte running forward or Chalobah's through ball in behind. Oscar, I thought, didn't have a good game. I think just he's not strong enough still. And that's one of the things that was a big complaint about him when he came into Chelsea, that he wasn't going to be strong enough to compete in the Premier League. Tonight, once again, he's getting bodied off of everything. He's not strong enough to hold up the ball. He has to play the quick 1-2 passing, and whenever you're a goal down, the other team's going to sit back and defend a lot. you're not going to get the chances to do that. They're going to pack it in and cut down on all of that stuff. Willian looked a little bit off the pace tonight. Don't know what was up with him, but a majority of his passes were off. His speed is still there, obviously, but speed isn't everything. So if your passes aren't good, and his crosses weren't that great tonight either, it was overall a disappointing night for him. And then Batshuayi, just, I don't think he's able to do it by himself up top. I think he needs more help than Oscar and Willian. Oscar doesn't really provide much movement for him, and Willian does, but like I said, his passing tonight wasn't great, so it didn't help Batshuayi that much. But he's not the striker like Costa who can take on the defense by himself. He needs help from his other. Honestly, that's why I think having him and Costa up top would be great, because I feel like they work well off of each other. So, like I said, it was disappointing that Conte decided, hey, I'm going to take off Batshuayi and put Costa on. I think it would have been better to leave them both on. But when Costa came on, I thought that's when we really started to look more dangerous from the striker. Obviously, we did have our chances in the first half, but not from Batshuayi, really. It was mainly from the midfielders, or, well, actually, that was pretty much it, from the midfielders. So, I think when Costa came on, that's whenever our striker actually started doing more work. He had some chances to put the game away, to equalize. He didn't do it. There were a couple chances I'm just like, Costa will finish that, and then he doesn't do it, so looked a little bit off the mark tonight. That's disappointing. Hazard came on, did some of his stuff. I think he needs time to get into the game, though, so putting him in, and I think they brought him in at like the 70th minute. He needs more than 20 minutes to really get up to his full pace. It takes him some time to really get going. So, brought him in too late, and then, of course, the last one, Pedro, was just, like I said, he's kind of a non-starter. He does something good, does something bad. I've always seen him as kind of a wishy-washy player, and I don't expect a whole lot out of him. So it's really disappointing that we got knocked out of this cup this early on, and to West Ham of all teams. It wasn't a Liverpool or an Arsenal or a Man U or a Man City. No, it was West Ham, the team that has started off the season about as poor as you can ask, and they put us to the sword tonight. They looked the better team, and that's the problem. They shouldn't look the better team. It's not like we changed up a whole lot, but there were some key areas I think Conte got it wrong tonight, and it's disappointing that he can't see that he can't see that Azpilicueta is not a wing player, that he can't see that Cahill is one of the biggest problems our defense has. It's got to be better. We can't keep having moments like this throughout the season. Great last 3 games, beat Hull convincingly, beat Leicester convincingly, beat Man U convincingly, but now we can't start dropping off. Now we can't just start losing some games here and there. Now we can't just, now that we've gotten our points back, we're good, guys. No, we can't have games like tonight. This needs to be cut out if we want to challenge for the top 4, if we want to challenge for the title. We can't have moments like tonight. So, I don't know what's going to change. I don't know if he's going to see some of the issues going on, but what else can I say? It's not good enough. So, those are my thoughts on this game. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know what you want to see change. Let me know what you think. What were the best moments of tonight? Let me know. We can talk about, discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Chelsea reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.